And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this Thursday night edition of Biz Talks. My name's Fred Holmes. It's my privilege to be able to host the broadcast this evening. Very excited about having a couple of guests join me this evening. I'm going to be bringing them on in a couple of minutes. But first, the preliminaries. I want to welcome all of you to my home office. You know, I might have to get a bigger office here pretty soon. But welcome to all of you, and in particular, warm welcome to those of you that are invited guests, because that's really what this broadcast is for you. Perhaps a friend or a family member, maybe a coworker, has been sharing information with you about our companies, about our life-changing products. Maybe you're one of our customers, and you've been starting to get some interest in the concept of creating a business you can work from home, something you can start on a part-time basis, and work at it and progressively build to a higher, maybe even a full-time income. And especially in today's environment, people are looking for things that are very difficult to get in the normal work environment. They're looking for a flexible work schedule, something that they can do from anywhere, whether it be from home, whether it be on the road, on vacation, at a family member's home or what have you, a home-based business that doesn't require you to be in any particular place. Number two, they're looking for an opportunity to create leveraged income that you can be putting in, an hour a day, 2 hours a day, but build a business to where you might be getting paid on 10 hours of work or 100 hours or 1,000 hours of productivity over time as you continue to build a business, 1 hour a day, 2 hours a day. The third thing that people are looking for, and this is particularly meaningful today, the concept of residual income, to be able to put into place an environment where you can get paid every single week, week in and week out, whether or not, independent of whether you happen to be working that week. And so tonight what we're going to do is we're going to take a few minutes, give you a little overview of what it is we do, and then I'm going to give you a chance to meet from a couple of people that have been able to take advantage of this and the results that they've had, and and they'll share some thoughts with you on how to get started. So first and foremost, we represent a large group of people, and you're going to be, you're going to find people that you're familiar with here. We have a huge range. We've got people in their 60s and 70s, like myself, retired folks looking for, a way to create a little additional income in their retirement to supplement their retirement. The other end of the spectrum, you'll find millennials, Gen Xers, young people that, invested heavily in college educations and, realized that, being stuck in a cubicle Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, really wasn't that meaningful career they were looking for, a feeling of, contribution to the world. You'll find people, young parents, looking for a way to create a secondary income, something that maybe can keep one of the parents home to raise the children. You'll see people saving money for college educations for their children, maybe saving up for a house payment. You're going to find career professionals looking for a way to have a more meaningful involvement in their environment and still be able to replace significant levels of income. So you'll feel right at home when you get a chance to be part of our team. For me personally, this was a godsend. Over 35 years ago, I was a cross-country truck driver, desperately looking for a way to create more income than a truck driver could dream of making, to be able to provide for the needs of my special needs son. And this concept of a home-based business has fulfilled on every single one of those promises. I mean, to the point where literally by the time I'd hit my mid-40s, I was able to retire. And so today, we're a company, Zege International. I've been in business about 13, 14 years now. We've got world-class products, the ability to provide something that everybody's looking for, plant-based nutrition. We are the Moringa oleifera company. And today is in particular an exciting time as we merge with an industry giant, Isagenix. Isagenix is they're one of the big dogs. They've been around, 18 years now, have done close to $8 billion in cumulative sales. They're approaching the $1 billion a year mark. World-class products, scientifically proven. They've got some of the finest product formulators, including Dr. Joshua Plant, who's their lead science officer. It is a perfect, blending of two families that have world-class products that everybody's looking for. And so we can provide, I want you to think about this. Who do you know out there that might be interested in losing weight? Well, I'm going to tell you, if you live in, the Western world, America, North America, that's 95% of the people. And we've got an incredible program where people can have, healthy plant-based products, nutrition, and be able to lose weight and develop a whole different lifestyle. It's one thing to lose weight, but doing it healthy and being able to keep it off. Other products to help improve your nutrition, improve your immune system, certainly topics that are very important today, to improve your energy level, your fitness level, whatever it is that you're looking for. We have the kinds of products that people are looking for today. And I'm going to tell you something that's really exciting, especially in today's environment. Our basic healthy weight management package, for literally less than $300, you can purchase 60 meals, healthy, nutritious, and delivered directly to your door. Okay, you can actually eat your product, the products that you market, you can eat them and save money as opposed to adding more cost into your budget. But here's the concept of a home-based business. We share our products and we teach others to share. We share, they share. And something as simple as that concept over time can build into a loyal customer base. When people are getting results, they're saving money using our products, converting their normal expended dollars on things that are healthier for them, better for them, make them feel better, look better. This is what creates a loyal customer base. And when that loyal customer base is in place, ordering every single month, it's creating volume and it creates residual income. I personally have experienced that ability to have residual income. 3.5 years ago, I had some real challenges here with the family. I work from home on a part-time basis so I can care for my elderly mother. She has dementia. And so I'm here all the time. It's 100% home-based. But that 3.5 years ago, we had some challenges. I literally had to take 6 months out of my business. And even though it was a part-time business, it became a no-time business, yet my income never stopped. Every single week it came in, independent of my ability to participate in my business. And so if that's something you might be looking for, if you like the concept of creating greater income, whether it be as an additional income stream in addition to your current job or profession, or whether it be something that would replace your current income so you could have a full-time business. If you're looking for the ability to maybe have more time freedom, more flexibility, some latitude in your day-to-day schedule, or simply just having more fun or more meaning in life and what you're doing, then you need to hear the two people that I'm going to introduce to you right now. First, I'm going to go over to Tennessee. I've got Linda Conti on the line with me. Linda, I'm going to bring you over to this side of the webinar. Where are you? There you are. I'm going to bring Linda over to this side. I've had the opportunity to know Linda now for a couple of years. I'll tell you what, again, you're going to love the people you're going to meet when you get involved here. Linda's one of those people, when she walks in the room, she just lights up the room. Hey, Linda, how are you?
Fantastic. How are you, Fred?
I'm doing wonderful. You're looking lovely.
Thank you.
I can see that you've been using our new products from Isagenix, haven't you?
I have.
Well, I just wanted to kind of frame this up. Linda's going to share with you a little bit about, her background. Who was Linda before this concept of network marketing, home-based business? She's going to share a little bit with you about why she got involved, and then she'll be able to talk about, what's going to be happening with our company as we go through this merger. Linda's what we call a double diamond in our compensation plan. For those of you new just listening, don't worry about that. I mean, she's big dog, all right? She's doing the deal. So Linda, excited to have you share a little bit about your background, how you got involved with us, and what this type of business has meant to you and your family.
Well, thanks, Fred. Thanks for having me. And hey, welcome everybody. It's a thrill to be here, and it's a very thrilling time for us, of course, as we transition into the Isagenix business. It's just, it really truly is, I believe, a vehicle that God has placed in front of us and given us the opportunity that we needed to really truly launch our businesses to the next level, to the stratosphere, if you will. So, but my background is that I grew up in Northeast Iowa on a livestock farm, and we showed horses all of my life. When I graduated from Iowa State University with a degree in animal science, I moved to Southwest Kansas and met my husband, and we grew up there, or we raised our family there, raised our kids. I was in the corporate world for 25 years. And a piece of that story that I want to tell you is that when it was 24 years ago, so my kids were 2 and 5, I was in a car train accident. I pulled up to a set of railroad tracks that angled back over my shoulder and didn't see the train, and I pulled in front of it. And so I tell you that because it really helped me to understand my purpose, but I didn't know it then. You know, I just went right back to work doing what I was doing. That really, they didn't expect me to live to get to the airlift, let alone to get to the hospital. And I was flown to Wichita, Kansas. So extensive head injuries. My first job at rehab was to make Jell-O, and I couldn't follow directions to do it. So but I'm driven, I'm focused, I'm passionate about, I had a 2-year-old and a 5-year-old and a husband who depended on me, and I needed to get back to where I could function and do the things that I needed to do. And so I went right back to work, because that's what you do. You know, you provide for the family, you do what you got to do, you go to your job, and I continued to work in the livestock industry there. We were transferred at one point to St. Louis, still working there. And during that period, after we were transferred, after the company was sold and we were transferred there, I spent 50%, at least 50% of my time in Canada. We had moved livestock to Canada, and my teams of people were all there. So anyway, had no interest in this industry, absolutely no interest. And I got to tell you, I hadn't really been asked much to be in the industry. We led a church youth group. I led 4-H clubs. I was extremely busy with work, and I just and with my kids, and just hadn't had any opportunity really to do that. And then I had a friend who called me and asked me to go to a meeting, and actually she drove from Jefferson City, Missouri, to get to St. Louis that night, and I'm sure she was almost there when I called her, and I said, I just can't get out of work tonight to be there. And I'm sure she thought I was just blowing her off, but I truly was still working. Anyway, the following week we went to the meeting, and before we went in, my husband Lou said, I said, I have no interest in doing anything besides what I'm doing right now, but I'm going to go. And he said, good, I don't either. Well, we get done with listening to the presentation, and he looked at me and he said, you want to do this, don't you? And I said, it makes too much sense not to. And so that was really my introduction. And it just the residual income side and a plan B. I mean, I really didn't have any feeling that I was going to need something else right then. Again, I had a very successful corporate career. I was compensated well. I was in a pretty significant position there. And I hadn't looked towards that until I saw that there might be some opportunity there. Anyway, fast forward through that, when I was 47, I'd been in this industry a couple years, and I went on vacation one week, actually here to Tennessee, to bring Lindsay and show horses. And when I got back, on my way back, my boss called me and said, hey, would you meet me at Cracker Barrel tomorrow morning instead of at the office? And that was to tell me that my position had been eliminated. There was some transition stuff going on with work. And, you know, we were leveraged. I mean, we had horses, we had a mortgage, we had, kids, high school, college. I mean, it was a big deal to us. But anyway, thank goodness I had my plan B at that time that I could then turn into a plan A, because I had no interest in going back into, at that point in time, in going back into building a fortune for somebody else. So anyway, I was then, we ended up with Zija, and I was there for 7 years, and now this opportunity to be with Isagenix. But guys, I got to tell you that I truly believe I've been called to this. There's no doubt in my mind that this was what the purpose was when when I survived the car train accident, I truly believe this was a calling for me. I believe that all of us are called to this. I believe there's a reason you're here. If you're here to do the business, or even if you're thinking about, or maybe you will be thinking soon, I truly believe we're called, because I believe that there is so much work to be done on that side. And as Fred was talking about, the opportunity to work from home and care for your family, and be able to have one parent that's home with your kiddos. And there's just so many different reasons to have that plan B that gives you an opportunity to build a business for you instead of building for others. And while you're doing that, you're helping others be successful. You're developing people. You're really truly building. You have the opportunity to build a dynasty that really can change the lives and change the future for millions of people. And so the other part of that, I think, is that there's a lot of people saying today that, well, people are losing their jobs. They're not going to get in something because they're losing their jobs. Guys, listen to what happened to me. My job, high income job, went away that quick. People are looking. Some people don't know they're looking, but people don't know until you show them the opportunity that's there. So there are a lot of people who are looking. There's a lot of people who need to be looking. And a lot of people, if you have another job, you need a plan B. You've got to, it's okay. It's not all about you being able to fire your boss. What if your boss fires you? What if your job goes away? Then you have that plan B. And then the other side of this is the health side. And if nobody understood it before, we ought to understand it now, that we are not a healthy society. I am a firm believer that we could handle COVID-19 as a society way better if we were healthier as a society.
I have to tell you, Linda, and I'm not making health claims here, but we've already come to understand there's a huge percentage of the population that is symptom-free, and they get over it like people get over a cold. They don't even notice it. And I'll bet you $1 that 99% of those are using our products, right?
There you go. That's right. My husband works, and by the way, if you flip over the boxes that you're getting from Isagenix, you'll see who makes them. WestRock is the company that makes them. My husband Lou works for WestRock. So WestRock is making all the boxes that are bringing products to us and to many, many others, right? So he's right in this hotbed in Gallatin. So we've doubled up on Super Mix, Smart Mix. He was drinking Smart Mix before. He just now does a Super Mix as well. He's got Prime in him. He's got Pro Shield in each of his drinks. I mean, let's have our bodies ready to fight the fight. I often think about the cells of my body like army men. And if you sent army men out into battle without ammunition, they don't get along very well. So when 90% of that product goes into the cells of my body within 20 minutes of when I drink it, it's preparing my body to fight the fight, whatever that fight is that comes. We don't know exactly what will be coming our way, but we're prepared to fight that fight. And
it's
guys,
all about prevention. It's being the best that we can be. Linda, I could have you share for a long, long time, but I always appreciate you coming on. Your passion to help people, your ability to see the needs in others and recognize that that's really the key to what we do, folks. And I want to echo something that Linda said. If you're looking for high level achievement and success in this environment, those who help the many are the ones that succeed the best. Linda, thanks so much. Congratulations on all your success, and thank you for jumping in and being part of our broadcast this evening.
Thanks for having me, Fred.
All right, we're going to let Linda go over to the other side, and I want to be able to introduce you to another friend of mine. And you hear me saying these kinds of things, my friend Linda, my friend Mike. That's really what our business is about. It's really hard to call it work, because we develop relationships with the people that are also people that we work with. But I want to bring Mike Crane over. I've known Mike and Shauna Crane for a number of years now. Where'd you go, Mike? Oh, there you are. I'm going to bring you over to this side, Mike. Fun people. We share a lot of things in common. As a matter of fact, I remember meeting Mike the very first time. Got you, let's see, unmuted. There you go. Hey, Mike, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing great.
You're looking good. You're losing a little bit of your tan from Hawaii, though, my friend.
I'm afraid I am. Yep.
But when I first met Mike, he was introducing himself, saying, "We got a lot in common. I own a trucking company." And I'm thinking, well, we really don't have that much in common because I used to drive trucks. You own a company, right, with many drivers. It's a little bit different thing. We've become really good friends. And Mike, I appreciate you jumping in because you have kind of a unique perspective on the concept of a home-based business and, helping sharing products and that sort of thing. Maybe you can tell people a little bit about, what was happening in your life when you were introduced to our company and why it made so much sense to you. And then maybe talk a little bit about from your perspective, because folks, Mike is also a double diamond. So one more time, I got two heavy hitters with me tonight. You certainly come from a position where you can tell the folks what you see happening with this, this next edition of adding the Isagenix program to our business.
Absolutely, Fred. Hey, I'll tell you guys, I got introduced to Zija 9 years ago, almost 9 years and a week, so almost 9 years to the day. And the guy that introduced me to it, I turned him down several times. I was too busy because at that time, my wife and I owned 5 traditional businesses, five businesses that were like screaming babies. We didn't know which direction we were going, and we were always problem solving. And one of them was our trucking company, which that's the only one left that we still own is our trucking company. And it's something that we really enjoy having. So we're going to continue with that. But when I finally said no, the last time that I didn't want to look at the opportunity, and guys, I'm saying this for a reason, because I want you to realize that somebody that says no to you, I said no 4 times. At least 4 times before I finally looked at what it was that was even being offered. And when I said no the last time, the guy that sponsored me said, thankfully, he said, "That's the wrong answer for you." And I said, "Seriously? The wrong answer?" I said, "You're really passionate about this. Like, you really believe this?" And he says, "Yeah." He says, "You're a smart guy. You need to look at this. And if you look at it and then tell me no, then fine. I'll accept that and I'll move on." So I finally looked at it and I got started that day. I started with the biggest package that they offered at that time. Financially, we could do that. It wasn't a stretch. And I wanted to maximize everything that I could with the compensation plan because I knew that I was going to start going after it and start building. Well, we did start going after it and start building. And within 3 months, I'd hit my first goal. And my first goal, guys, wasn't a massive goal. It was, I wanted to make $250 a week residually. That doesn't sound like a really big goal, does it? But that was my goal. So within 3 months, and it wasn't the bonuses and the first order bonuses and all that kind of stuff. That wasn't part of the equation. It was residual income, because I understood what.
And Mike, I hate to interrupt you, but I got to say something. $1,000 a month is a huge thing, because that would change the lives of probably 80% of the families in North America today.
Absolutely. And I always downplay a little and say that it's not a lot of money, but I mean, $250 a week to a lot of people is a lot of money. You're absolutely right, Fred. So at the end of my 3rd month, at the end of 90 days, I showed Shauna our paychecks from the previous 4 weeks. And I said, "Look at that." And I can still remember the numbers. I mean, but they were $253, $281, $273. They were all over 250 is the point. And I showed them to her and I said, "Hey, look what we did in the last 90 days. And she put her hands on her hips and said, "Well, then just get her done."
I can see her doing it too.
Absolutely. So that's when I made a decision at that point that I said, okay, so these businesses that we have, they need to be the plan B, and this needed to be the plan A. And when we went after that, it took us about 16 months from there. So just over the 18-month period when we hit a 6-figure residual income. Now, that to me is why I got involved. I wasn't involved. I didn't want to get involved to make an extra $1,000 a month, but I thought that if I could teach several other people how to make that $1,000 a month that would change their lives. Like single moms that were working 2-3 jobs, you know, we can back them out of maybe 2 of those jobs and give them a home business that, as Linda said, I mean, there's no cap on what we do. I mean, you can take this to the stratosphere if that's what you want to do. And it's available to anybody. And that's one of the things that I looked at and I said, well, this is better than any of our businesses that we have, our traditional businesses, because they're all capped by what we could put into them to make them succeed. And you know, I mean, if I want my trucking company to make more money, I have to buy more trucks. And trucks nowadays, you know what those cost.
That's a lot of capital investment. Mike, I got about a minute left.
Okay.
Can you share from your perspective, because you know you're a professional in this industry. Okay, I know this is your first multi-level venture, but you know when you start creating residual 6-figure incomes, you become a double diamond. You're a professional. From your eyes, what do you see for a brand new person today getting in at this point in time with the merger with Isagenix?
Excitement is what I see. Absolute and utter excitement. In a phrase to sum it up, Fred, we don't know what we don't know. And new people coming into this, believe me, you don't know what you don't know. This industry is something that should just excite you beyond belief. Isagenix, we have been handed a godsend with the merger with Zija International and Isagenix. It is going to take us to the stratosphere. Guys, there is absolutely no limit. And I can't tell you how much it's changed our world. Sean and I now spend our winters over in Hawaii, 3 months, 3.5 months every year. We couldn't do that before with all our businesses. Yeah, exactly. Yep. We just couldn't do it. Now we can work from anywhere. And guys, so can you. Anybody can do this. Thanks,
Mike, I always appreciate you jumping in and sharing your story, and give my best to Shauna. I'm looking forward to hanging out with you maybe this winter, Molokai. What do you think?
There
Molokai?
you go.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Thank you, Mike. Appreciate you joining us. We're going to let Mike
All right.
go back to the other side here. And so, ladies and gentlemen, you've had just a snapshot. We didn't intend for this broadcast to give you every single detail, but rather to give you kind of a feel for who we are and what it is we do. And if you like the concept of helping people, whether it be from a health perspective, wellness perspective, vitality, energy, if you like the idea of yourself being able to grow into a healthier, more vibrant lifestyle. I will say for myself, I'll be 66 this year. I'm in the best shape of my entire life. And I've always been healthy and fairly decent shape. I am at the weight I was in my early 20s. I work circles around anybody else in the gym. I don't know what 65 is supposed to, look like and feel like, but I'm pretty sure it's not me. And it's all because I've focused on getting proper science-based nutrition. And if you like the idea of helping people create additional income, helping them take control of their financial life, as Linda Conti was saying, the concept of job security is the most insecure thing in the world. One person controls your entire financial future and all of your free time. If you like the idea of taking charge of your life and helping others do the same, then I invite you to get with the person that asked you to be part of this broadcast, or maybe they directed you to the recording on the YouTube channel. Get your questions answered, get the information you need, and make a decision. Get involved with us. And for those of you that are ready to get started, Saturday morning at 10 o'clock in the morning Pacific time, 1 o'clock in the afternoon East Coast time, I will be hosting a special new distributor training where I will go through step by step exactly what you need to do to start today, launch your business, and get into profitability immediately, and showing you that path to creating a replacement level of income as fast as you desire. So appreciate you joining us today. Special thank you to Linda Conti and Mike Crane for joining me as well and being my guests. Always appreciate both of you. And so join us Saturday morning, same webinar link to get on the live broadcast. Go to my name, www.fredholmes.com/webinar, 10 in the morning Saturday Pacific, 1 in the afternoon Eastern. Look forward to seeing you there. Have a great rest of your evening. Stay safe. We'll see you.